But I mean, no, I wanna see myself in power, all the champion, yeah. All the down to the teachers left in my brain. Who can talk to the man brain? None of that shit coulda come and touch me. Pick up a job and just think me can't just go escape the pain. That the fuck one of them can stop me. We're not that different. We're not that different. Now we are that different. We're not that different. We're not that different. We are that different. We're not that different. We're not that different. Now we are that different. We're not that different. We're not that different. Kings and ghosts, this how we talk about them other use one loaded guns. Separate myself from nobody want to switch my gun. Ain't even need for go question none of me realest ones. Who's telling me switch my gun? Who put up the switch my gun? We are dark, we're not that different. We're not that different. Now we are dark, we're not that different. We're not that different. For them boy, never will give in this too. Never had given this.
Hello. We are live for a special episode today of the Fluid Stream. Hello, Raul. How's it going, Vincent? I'm super bummed for today. I already see we have quite a few people in the chat coming through. Veteran says first, what's up? We have Dog Disciple. The Dog Army is coming through from all different channels. I see you guys from YouTube, from Twitch, from Twitter. What's up, guys? I'm super pumped. And of course, today we have one of the biggest voices of the Dog Army here with us to celebrate a huge day. We have some really big celebrations to do. And we have Vincent for the first time here on stream with us. So I'm super bummed. Hello, Vincent. How's it going?
Good. And Raul Kamsky, I just want to say thank you so much for having me up. You've had some amazing guests on this channel from Ghost, aka Vito, and Leonidas, and to kind of celebrate what's going on with Fluid tokens and the staking that's going on with Dog. This is a momentous occasion, and you guys are building something during times where there's uncertainty, but for this stream, let's provide that certainty and give some people some great info so that they can build and move forward with this.
100%. We're so pumped. And also, we are doing an airdrop today. Raul, do you want to tell the chat what's in it for them?
Absolutely. So we have 100K of Dog rune, and you have just to drop your Taproot address in the comments. We can read wherever you are, on Twitch, on YouTube, on X. So just type your address. We will pick 10 random ones, and they will get 10K Dog each.
Yo, everybody loves free money. And the fact that you guys have given out so many airdrops of Dog is another thing that I'm like, wow, you guys are really doing it. Not many people do that. They're just engagement farming, but you guys actually give back to the community. So thank you.
Yeah, there's been a lot. I already see the Taproot addresses being sent through. Yeah, and I see Robert saying Cardano. Indeed, like the guys are coming from Cardano. We have Robert Tivel giving. I'm just gonna bring the comment up here. Yeah, he guys. Because Vincent, I don't know if you know the Fluid lore, but these guys have been building on, UTXOs for far longer than most Bitcoin devs that we have here in the States.
Shout out to the Cardano community.
Absolutely. Now, the reason we are able to cook so fast on Bitcoin is mainly because of this. We have experience on using script and smart contracts over there. Therefore, when we started to build on top of ordinals, runes, and meta protocols, it was very, very easy, the transition. So here we are.
Yeah, absolutely. That's amazing.
I see Doug Disciple saying he staked 6 ordinals yesterday. Yeah, by the way, I'm gonna bring up I know we have so much to talk about, and I have so many questions for you, Vincent. But we have to celebrate the dog vault. This is not the first dog vault that's been opened up. And the guys basically have been working closely with the dog army. We're including like Leo and Ghost specifically, and there's been quite a few vaults that have been opened up. And yesterday the team announced a dog vault for the dog ordinal. So it's the ordinal collection from the dog army. Let me just bring it up. I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about, even though I know like the dog army is here. So there's you guys know what what it is.
Yeah, Vito's always building. He, because dog is a CC0 license, he's allowed to and able to build products like this. And so when he was able to create these ordinal collections, it was just like the very tip of the iceberg of what you can do with the license of dog. And so when you guys created the vault, it gave people an opportunity to not just like own these assets, because you know how many people come out with a collection and then they just kind of disappear and there's nothing really interesting to carry that narrative. Well, he's always not just trying to use these to just, create these JPEGs. He's actually using some of these proceeds to donate to, say, for instance, a nonprofit for disabled dogs and finding them their forever homes. Or say, for instance, maybe creating in real life events like in Las Vegas that happened last year, or actually this year, and it will happen in 2026. So now he's doing this with Vault, or at least with Fluid tokens for the Vault. And it's just the next stage. So yeah, continue on.
Yeah, no, it's super pumped. So this was the collection that got staked. And so here you see this is the, let me just change screen. Okay, now you can see it. So here's the staking vault and it's full pretty much. So not even like a day. Basically, this was crazy. First of all, we started with the dog vault. Over 1 BTC got staked. I think like more than 85% of the vault was more, right? I think it was like close to 90% was like filled up. And this is like a few weeks ago, right? So imagine like that's where the market's at, and like there's still some really bullish things happening within the BTC and rune space and ordinal space. And yesterday this ordinal dog pool opened, and in less than like I'm getting Max is telling me 96% actually of the dog pool
Wow.
was let's go dog army.
Oh my gosh.
Indeed. It's so crazy. And this ordinal dog vault didn't even like manage to stay open for more than a day, and it's already filled. So yeah, wild. Pretty
Don't
wild.
be late.
You guys are crazy. Yeah. What's up, Zero Loops? I can see you. And yeah, Max is saying, yeah, you can see it if you scroll down. What's up, guys? We have Zero Loops. We have a Zero Loops here in the chat. This is a pretty special day. Got in the Twitch chat. Shout out to everybody that's coming in through Twitch. Where is it?
Dog staking.
Yeah, there it is. Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
Insane, guys. Like, excuse me.
That's a lot. Holy moly.
That's a lot of dog.
Yeah.
That's a lot of dog. Yeah.
I mean, not many people give amazing rewards in dogs. So, I mean, I think that's another reason why people decided to stake their dog here, just because look at the rewards. I mean, heck yeah, if I'm going to hold this long term, I'm not going to move it, then might as well earn it with Fluid token. So, makes sense.
Yeah. And Zero Loop is saying, can I send a Kraken Addy? Yeah, I think so. No, they support dog.
Sorry?
Does Kraken support dog? Can you like?
Oh yes.
So Kraken has, and this is something that I think people definitely need to know. If you send your dog from a hot wallet like X, say for instance, and you transfer that over to Kraken, make sure to use the Runes address and not your Bitcoin address. A lot of people, well, not a lot of people, just a few people made a mistake by sending their dog to a Bitcoin contract address, and they ended up losing it. So kind of the same thing, like, but that's what's great is that Kraken actually created a Runes address supporting the Bitcoin Layer 1 native asset. So is it compatible? I think what they were asking, is it possible to send your dog from a Kraken over to for the staking? I mean, can you guys answer that?
I think it's more to participate in the giveaway. So like if Zero Loops gives you his Taproot from Kraken, he should be able to receive dog, right?
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
got it. Yeah.
There you go. So drop your addy, guys, and thank you for the sub on Twitch. Like, big love to you. That's awesome. What's up, Time? We have Time
Oh,
in
hi,
the
Time.
chat. Also, fellow Cardano girl. Yeah, what's up? We have a lot of friends today actually that are coming through. And I see so many addresses being sent. My God, Raul, you're gonna have to like
Yeah, I am.
yeah, you're working, right? By the way, can I say something? I see some green. I see like a plant in your yeah, is this your new apartment?
Yeah, they almost finished the renovation. Like here, let me.
Vincent, like we've been
No, plants are so important. Plants are so
they
important.
are. They're so important. But it's because because we've been we've seen Raul on all different sorts of backgrounds. Very sad, white walls, not a lot of light, you know, and you know, I've been pushing him to get a plant.
Yeah.
And today it happened. So I'm really happy for you. This is great.
But you know, I was kind of afraid, like, no, happy because you say I see a bit of green. I was opening the charts.
Ah.
I mean, we
I
are
don't think-
seeing
I don't think that's what you mean. Actually,
Yep.
yes. Actually, yes.
actually,
Bro,
yeah.
we need more plants. We need you to bring more plants so we can bring the market back.
I mean-
I can do. I can try. I can try. You see, if I try hard enough, I have a lot
Oh shoot.
of them.
That's amazing.
Beautiful, beautiful. I mean, guys, like we are definitely seeing a bit of green today on the charts. I think it's I mean, it's been rough. It's been down lonely for like, I don't know, a while, almost a month. But this little blip here, this is on a weekly, right? So let me put it on the daily. Is this the reversal of the trend? I feel like we're all a bit traumatized here. You know what I mean? Like, is it fine? Can we start celebrating already? Is it too early, or is it gonna go smack us in the face again and go down?
Too
I don't
early,
know.
too early now.
In all honesty, I think that what you're seeing in the price of Bitcoin, I mean, like ever since in 2024, mainly a lot of what Bitcoin's been doing has been, and I think you guys can agree, has been institutions and hedge funds. It hasn't really been retail. We haven't seen that euphoria, which we hear that all the time on like different YouTube channels, people on crypto Twitter. Retail's not here. Retail's not here, and it's absolutely true. So you know, with Bitcoin being propped up like this by the hedge funds and OG whale wallets, they took their profits, treating it like an ICO or IPO. It makes sense, but I think I think what we're experiencing right now, the Fourier cycle, I think, in my personal opinion, is kind of dead. And I think it died when the institutions started coming in. And so based on the 3 previous cycles that we've seen, you'll notice that there was no institutions at all, or at least there were very little in the last 2021 cycle, but it was all retail. And so because you saw BlackRock starting to kickstart the bull run for Bitcoin, that 4-year cycle automatically almost died, which we didn't know until now. And so people are wondering, like, is this going to drop? Is this going to be what previously 4-year cycles are? Technical analysis and TA people online will tell you, which they use the 4-year cycle all the time, that this is going to be the downtrend. And everything's below the 50-day, 200-day moving average, yada, yada, yada. So they'll tell you factually that we're repeating the exact same thing. And so what do you actually believe? Like, what do you actually what's actually going to happen? We just saw yesterday Wintermute and Coinbase and iBit, they all in cohesion worked to liquidate the market before quantitative tightening was going to end. And when we saw that amount, I was like, this is totally coordinated. So if people think that we're not going to go back up, I actually think we are, meaning this pullback was not organic. It was coordinated. And eventually we're going to go back up. But how do you get people to be convinced that we're going down, that this is the end of the 4-year cycle? Well, you have to bring the price down as much as possible, that you even have the most prominent OG veterans in Bitcoin history to be convinced like this is the 4-year cycle. And it's actually working, right? You'll notice that everybody on the timeline, everybody on YouTube is saying there is a possibility that this is the end. And what happened just like in October? No one was thinking that, but now people are. And that's how quick the mind works. And because this is 24/7, it's easy to even trick the OGs from that. And you kind of have to be a little blind, a little obnoxious, a little, I don't even know how to call it, but you gotta have to be a bit of a degen to realize like this isn't the end actually. In fact, it could be Q1, Q2 of next year, or this is just completely something new. But I don't think that this capitulation is going to continue. I actually think it's going to reverse, and it won't be what people call a relief rally. Typically, when I hear relief rally, I think, oh, it's a pump and then it's going to dump more. I don't think it's going to be that. I actually think that people are just being tricked to thinking that is the case.
Yeah, people are agreeing with you. I see Blockboy saying manipulated for the greedy buddies to get in.
Yeah, I mean, how do you get Bitcoin at a cheaper price, right? Especially for these big entities. Everybody around the world is going to be buying Bitcoin. They already are. Countries, parliaments, leaders, institutions, they're all buying it. So how do you bring it down? You got to get everybody to sell as much as possible. And don't forget, Wall Street's very powerful. They can do whatever they want. They can manipulate price. They do this with the stock market. This is why, and I think the viewers need to understand this, is that how do you become the 1%? How do you become the 1%? The 99% are typically the people that focus on price, they run away, and they don't buy back in. And that's why they remain the 99%. The 1% aren't just the people that have the long-term convictions and they have big bags. 1% are people that can buy $1, $10 during bear markets, right? Because just pressing the buy now button teaches them automatically to retrain their mind. So if you press $1 and buying Cardano, if you buy $1 of dog, then you've automatically become the 1%. And that's an amazing muscle to train.
The 1% has buys dog. I see also in the chat in there.
That's exactly it. So yeah. But what are your guys' thoughts on this with Bitcoin's price? And are we in a 4-year cycle, or are we going to continue to go up?
I have no idea. For me, I every time I try to do a forecast or a prediction, I should do the opposite of what I think. Because last time it pumped, it was so unpredictable. I was don't expecting. I was really happy. Don't get me wrong. So right now I'm just I don't want to see the charts until I'm happy with the price. And right now I'm not happy. And maybe even I think that 120K of Bitcoin was still a bearish prediction, considering whatever is happening right now.
Let me zoom in for you. This feels a bit better. Look at that. I fixed it for you.
It's like a coffee mug.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, we're almost at 92K. Like, Bitcoin reclaimed 90K. Very nice.
Vincent was saying, I was in the Christmas market in Switzerland here, and there was a little house of Bitcoin, and those guys were actually waiting for people to sign, because they want the Bank of Switzerland not just to have a reserve in gold. They want to collect enough people to go to there and change what's written in order to have also reserves of Bitcoin. And that's something that may seem a bit, let's say, futuristic, but actually, if you go here in Ticino, you may go to pay with Bitcoin on McDonald's using USDT, or I think even Polygon, maybe. And
really?
yeah. I have I will look for the picture that I posted on X, and I will share it with you
So
now.
you've been like buying like your Big Macs with crypto.
I'm not really using Bitcoin to buy Bitcoin, but I could. Yeah.
God. We have like, by the way, I'm just going through the chat because we have some like pretty interesting comments. Yeah, as Europe is saying, he's seen it with his own eye working in finance. It's always market manipulation. The dog armies blasting dog. We love you guys. Like every time we have a dog stream, it's always like great vibes. Sean Bonavia, it impresses me that we're only 20 people here. The opportunity is so big. We need to huddle. Exactly. Yeah, it does. I don't know if you're referring to YouTube, but or wait, no, yeah, I'm gonna let Raul share his screen. Let me remove mine. Oh no way. That's
Yes.
hilarious. They're trying to
It's
get,
in
so
Canada.
basically they're trying to take your Bitcoin. That's what it is.
Mhm.
McDonald's
Yeah,
trying to take your
McDonald's.
Bitcoin.
and
Are
your
you gonna
tether.
give it to them? You're gonna give them
Really,
your
a stable coin? Sure, why not? Why not?
Are you really gonna give your Bitcoin?
They should not have given the option for
Oh,
tether
God.
because I'd rather spend tether than my BTC. It makes no sense, but whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then, by the way, Zero Loops, like you're gifting subs to a bunch of people in the chat. Like, appreciate you. It's like so nice. Like, big love. Honestly, like people in Twitch I love Twitch is the best. And then we have Pixel saying, y'all should buy dog right now. Yes.
Yes,
I
agreed with
mean,
Pixel.
yeah. Woof woof. We have here some comments.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, Brian. Dig it.
Yeah. Zero. Need more people with the sub icon. Yes, exactly. Pedro sending hearts. Yeah, we have a lot of thank you. So much love to Zero Loops. So Vincent, like, so when did you enter crypto? Like, what's your crypto origin story, and how did you become, part of the dog army?
Yeah, let's make it really brief because I think like people sometimes get bored of this. So in my inner life, I was working in the film industry here in LA, and I was a producer, an executive producer, and a director. So I was working a lot behind the scenes, and so I had education in advertising, marketing, graphic design, visual elements, and so when I carried those traits over to the film industry and literal filmmaking, producing documentaries and well, it wasn't just like documentaries. It was also like long form films that focused on female empowerment. So there's a time during like before 2020, like in 2017, 2016, where women weren't represented really well in the industry, both in front of the screen and behind the screen. We wanted to produce content that would help advocate for their voices. And this was before, the Me Too movement came out, before, women in film started building their organization and like really prospering. So that was one of the things that we were focusing on. So it was all about creating social impact films. And what was great about it is that we had a couple of our films screen at the Cannes Film Festival as well, at the Cannes Film Market. And so that was
sick. Congrats.
yeah, that was pretty awesome. But
that's huge.
Fast forward, 2020 came around, pandemic happened. It changed everything. People locked down. It really made people think about how finances, is our government supporting us, all that surfaced. And the film industry had a huge impact in a bad way. And a lot of people lost their jobs. And I realized like, this is not sustainable. How can you make films if everybody's locked down? And so even before that, I was very much familiar and educated and invested in crypto. But I felt that I needed to explore more with the talents that I have. Instead of just watching people create content, there was so much information that I was learning that I wanted to share. And so obviously in the very beginning, when you start a YouTube channel, which is where it all began, my first few subscribers was my family, right? Your brother, your sisters, your mom and dad, they support you. And even today, they still watch my videos. And not only that, my mom is more invested in Bitcoin because of me.
That's so cute. Oh, shout out to Vincent's mom. Honestly, like this is so cool. Like when your family, because I get it. It's so hard to understand, if especially for older generations, and when they do follow you, and like they're buying what you tell them, and then you get to win together, right? Like
Yeah.
that's like the best part, right?
So
Um,
during
yeah,
Thanksgiving dinner, you know how there's that meme where they ask you like, so did you make any money? How's Bitcoin going?
yeah.
Literally, it's like the topic that we have on Thanksgiving, which is, so are we buying more Bitcoin? Which is a completely reversal.
That's so cool. Your family's awesome. Yeah, we
Yeah.
have Sean White saying, be sure to spread the word to friends and family about dog. The butterfly effect is real. Oh, I bet like did you guys talk about dog at your Thanksgiving table?
Yeah. Actually, that's all I talk about. Like the only things that I'm focusing on is Bitcoin and dog and nothing else. And
Let's
so it's
go.
because of my track record. Uh, and this is another background really quickly is that whenever I get invested in something, I focus I focus on one particular thing. It's like Tyler Perry made a really great analogy of this. A great example is that if you have a bucket of water and you have a ton of plants like Raul has, right? If you have a bucket of water, you could
That
you
meme is
could
too much, by the way. That's hilarious.
you could literally use that bucket of water to water all your plants, right? But what if there's not enough water? That means most of your plants will die, meaning your plants represent the amount of assets you have invested in. You're overly invested or you have too many plants with just that one bucket of water. But if you have that one particular plant or that one favorite asset and you use that bucket of water just to nurture that specific plant, it will prosper faster and it will prosper more. So, like, say, for instance, I bought one of my greatest things was like buying Bitcoin really early around like 11,000 and even before that. And then also buying Bonk when it was at $9 million market cap before it went to 2 billion. And then Solana at $8 before it went to $200. And the whole point of why I bring these examples up is because these are my most successful stories. And every single time I focus on each one of these great assets I had invested in, is that you always buy when things are low. But you hear that all the time, right? So how do you spot it? Well, you can't spot it. You just buy things when everybody's in extreme levels of fear. And that's what you're experiencing right now in Bitcoin and dog. So how do you know the price is going to go back up? Well, you don't. So you just focus on what's happening today. Why do you actually want to buy this? Well, what's the fundamentals of Bitcoin? It's store of value. What's the fundamentals of Solana? Solana most likely is going to, like, to me, I think it will surpass Ethereum, not just by market cap, but by users. Like there's more people using Solana than I feel like on Ethereum, even though Ethereum has a lot more TVL. I think Solana has a lot more developers and builders that I think institutions will eventually go over there. So I knew like Solana was going to be the one. And then there's Bonk. Bonk was also one of the first meme coins I made great profits in. And the reason I believed in Bonk at the time is because it was a free airdrop to certain NFT collections. And even though people weren't talking about memes, Bonk was the main meme on Solana. And so all I had to do was just hold. And all of a sudden from 9 million to 2 billion, just within a year. So the
Bonk's
same thing,
rally was insane.
yeah, and it can happen here too, because think about it. I will share something on my screen really quickly.
How much was the Bonk airdrop value at the top?
I don't know. Let me see here. I will tell you that I sold early. And that's the whole point, is that you can't time it. The whole point is that even if the thing keeps pumping, just be okay with the profit that you have, not the profit that you always wanted. So let's see your market cap. Let's share this tab. Do you see this on the screen?
No, you need to share screen. There you go.
Okay, so roughly around April, or is it August? It was an A. It was right around here that I think, oh, no, sorry. It was right around here. So I think around April. That's where I had invested in Bonk, and then eventually hit $2 billion right around here. But again, I sold early. It kept going up even a year after, and it was roughly around $4 billion in November. But remember that was right before, that was a month before the Trump token came out and the Trump meme coin and also meme coin sector capitulated. So this was a month before, but I sold early and that's okay.
I mean, you made profit. Profit is
yeah.
profit.
And that's
You
the
never
most
know.
important. Yeah, that's the
Like,
most important thing.
That's the thing. Statistical wise, and I know this is something that a lot of people struggle with, and I know it's painful, but when you make a profit and you sell, that's real profit. If you ride a meme coin to millions and then you write it down to zero, that's you haven't done anything, you know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
always good to take profit, have money that you can actually spend that's yours, and move on. There's always going to be a next trade. There's always going to be another coin, another opportunity. There's no point in hurting yourself in coping and seeing at all the could haves that could have been, because if you're trading a lot, there's always going to be movement, right? And statistically, you're more likely to lose than win, right? So the wins are to be celebrated and not obviously think of like, oh, I could have like, because like if we're there, we're just gonna, you know what I mean? It's just depression. Yeah, or just buy dog and huddle to millions to the moon.
Yeah. So every single time that I took profits from all those assets, I just rotated back into Bitcoin. Like that's what you should be doing. And even on the stream, I always tell people, even with dog, eventually you're going to have to take profit, rotate it back into Bitcoin, right? We're not telling you, because I'm a community leader, I'm not a team member. That's what's great about this. I don't have to, I'm not like liable for, you know, having to be like a person that delivers something with dog. I'm just somebody that's like everybody else in the chat that just supports it. And so when dog hits to the billions, please rotate it back into Bitcoin, but make sure to plan your exit strategies. If it's 10% here, 10% there, do not do the 100% sell, because if you sell 100% at a certain point, you don't also have enough to sell when it keeps going up, but also you don't have enough to buy back in when it's low. So it doesn't make any sense to sell everything too early. So
yeah,
that's why I always
a moon bag. Always a moon bag. Always. We have the dog army from Brazil in the chat. What's up, guys? Dog Brazil is here. I know that the Brazil army is wild. You guys are, there's a huge community in Brazil, right?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of different influencers as well from Brazil. And the reason I think they understand what's going on with dog is how like El Salvador recognized Bitcoin, right? They got ahead before any other country. And this is the thing that I am imagining. If your currency in your native country isn't supporting you, then you got to find the next thing that can give you the next leg up. So people are seeing that in Brazil with dog, meaning they actually are seeing early signals that this is going to be the meme coin, this bull run. And what do I mean by this bull run? I mean, Bitcoin meme coin season hasn't occurred yet, ever. And you already saw what happened to Ordinals. Ordinals had surpassed many different Ethereum NFT collections, I think back in 2023. So
yeah, I mean, Magic Eden was when all their volume was coming from Ordinals. But yeah, I think in terms of like market cap and so on, it didn't come close, but it definitely had a crazy run. Zero Lips is saying even in Buenos Aires we had a bunch of people talking about it. Really? At Dev Connect? For real? That's sick.
Oh, that's interesting. So when you look at the specific chart, you can understand the momentum. If Ordinals had that specific run, then Bitcoin meme coins will have that too. So even though Ordinals are not back just yet, as NFTs are not back just yet, well, guess what? If you just follow the same model with fungible tokens on Bitcoin, it's going to happen following Ethereum meme coins and Solana meme coins, and even BNB meme coins. Eventually, they all have their run. But you have not seen that happen with Bitcoin meme coins. And why? It's because it's just like what happens every single time when something comes out. First, people criticize it. People say it's dead. But here's the thing. People are still building on runes. And I've shared an ecosystem that explains who's building. I even attach fluid tokens, right? And when you look at this ecosystem, you see like there's a lot more growth. So all you have to do is really just be patient and just wait for it to happen. Because eventually it's going to happen when people create technologies. And after almost 1.5 years, Runes protocol was created, it's still relevant. People still talk positively and negatively about it. But regardless if it's good press or bad press, it's great press. And that's marketing 101. Because if you're still relevant and talked about in good or bad ways, then that means you are not dying at all. In fact, you've only created free advertising for what that protocol or whatever that topic is. This is why the Kim Kardashians are still doing so well, because they are both liked and hated at the same time, right? It doesn't matter how we feel about our feelings. The thing is, the Runes protocol is like a Kardashian, is what I'm saying. So it's here to stay. It's here to stay.
How do you feel? Do you feel like what's the latest with Casey? How are you guys in touch with him? Like, you know, the founder of Runes.
No, actually, believe it or not, I am not in conversation with Casey. I think what's great about Casey is that he created something and then he lets people just figure out what they want to do with it, right? And in fact, sometimes he even criticizes the Runes protocol, saying not enough people are creating enough tickers within the Runes protocol. And you don't want somebody becoming the voice of a protocol, right? Because that means you're dependent on that person to do it really well. So say, for instance, like Vitalik Buterin from Ethereum. Some people send their tokens to his wallet, right? Meme coins, for instance, and then he'll just sell it for some charity. But the thing is, if you depend on a creator of a blockchain or a protocol to pump your bags, then your meme coin won't do that well. Your utility token won't do that well. So the fact that Casey has just let people decide to do whatever they want with it, that's amazing. And the fact that he's still kind of there with the Bitcoin Core team to help build whatever's happening, if it's V30 or whatever, then that's fine. But he tries to, from my perspective, I think what's great about him is that he sometimes criticizes his own protocol. And I think that's absolutely very healthy. And he sometimes even makes fun of it, which I actually really appreciate. But yeah, personally, I don't speak with Casey. He doesn't speak with me. We're not following each other, but I'm a big fan of his work. And I think that's the most important thing.
I mean, I know they've been working on some updates to the protocol. So it's definitely something that, you know, it's his brainchild. And it's not like, you know, he's leaving it like this, but there's still obviously works that are basically happening on it. So let's see. I mean, hopefully we get to also have like some new tickers and new runes are coming through. So far, Dog is dominating. What other runes do you like?
Yeah.
Vincent, or do you hold? Or are you like a, you know, total Dog maxi?
Yeah, well, I only hold Bitcoin and I only hold Dog, but I'm always supportive of other communities. But the one that I like the most, besides Dog, believe it or not, is MIM. And the reason I like MIM a lot is because it's the original meme, right? It was before Dogecoin, and the fact that it's on the Runes protocol is absolutely fantastic. And it's also Arjun Sethi, who is the CEO of Kraken. He's also a big fan of it as well. So me and him are big fans of MIM because we feel like that's where you know, people can start. Like if there are a few meme coins from the Runes protocol that's going to do well, it's most likely going to be Dog and MIM, and possibly some others, right? But I feel Dog and MIM will most likely be in the multi-billion-dollar market caps, right? Once we're in a bull cycle.
What's your time frame? So when do you think they will hit those targets?
I mean, I feel like it could happen in 2026. The reason I say it could happen in 2026 is because everybody's trying to tell you, like I said, that we're in a bear market, that we're going down to 70K. It's the 4-year cycle. But if you remove your emotional indicators and you focus on what Wall Street and institutions are doing, and you know the market's going to come back up, then most likely it's going to happen in 2026. But 2026 is a very long time. That's 4 quarters. So people are saying probably in the chat, like, dude, that's not really a prediction. That's more like a broad prediction. Well, that's the whole point, is that it doesn't really matter how you feel, right? The narrative usually follows price when the markets go down, right? So if everything goes down, we like to say, oh, it's because there's market makers, there's like say for instance, like Wintermute, or there's Binance sending the market down, or maybe China is banning mining or whatever. We like to attach a narrative when price goes down. But guess what? When price goes up, price actually follows narrative. So say, for instance, we start to see the price go back up. Well, guess what? It's because quantitative tightening is ending. We have a new Fed chair happening in May. That Agent Orange, or AKA Jerome Powell, is going to be replaced by some other like Coinbase representative for his chair. I mean, the way it all happens is basically when price goes up, usually the price follows a narrative. So it's kind of a reverse. And so it won't really matter what narrative it is. It's just going to happen. So I think with, for this next cycle in 2026, I don't think it's going to be something that we've ever seen before. And most likely MIM will join that $1 billion market cap. But I do support pups. I do support $1 billion cat. I know Lobo has a guy behind it, and his his following supports it. The Lobo Army is also very active on Instagram as well. I feel like I'm missing another one, Gizmo, but like Gizmo, I haven't really seen as active. But yeah, I mean, those.
I love Gizmo. Obviously the coin right now, I don't know how it's doing. I haven't checked in a while, but it's so cute. Like, I mean, it's now it comes back. Iggy Gozemos, the slug, that was so cute as well when it came out. Obviously, like quick, I don't know, didn't survive long, but I just thought it was very cute. Anything puppet aesthetic is nice, in my opinion. Yeah.
I feel like that's going to be one of the NFT collections ordinal collections that nobody's going to see coming. Like, there's going to be a comeback. I think Pups is going to come back hard because they're all over the timeline. Everybody's got a Bitcoin puppet. It's an OG collection,
Yeah. Timothy is saying he's so bullish on Lobo and Dog. And Zero Loops, Vincent just said facts. Don't care about your feelings in the nicest way possible. Yeah, man. Like, just switch off the emotional indicators.
Yeah.
Last 3 minutes coming.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But guys, by the way, last minutes to put in your Addy into the chat and to get a chance to winning some dog. We have a pool of 100K dogs that's going to be distributed to 10 winners. And you have 1 minute left from now to drop your address if you haven't yet. I know Raul, there's been a lot, so you guys have been been doing this. It's gonna be a tough competition, but all right. Last addresses.
Today, yes, a lot of them. I count. Let me check. 35 addresses so far.
Holy moly. So yeah, I definitely just want to briefly talk about this, which is, if you are curious, like what can happen in 2026, right, for Dog. And when I say 2026, could happen in Q1 or even Q2 coming up very soon. So as you can see, Dog theme meme coins outperform every other meme coin, even Murad, right? Murad, great guy. He's an influencer that supports SPX 6900. He has a huge fan base. I've even seen his interview with Kamsky and Liz, and he is the voice behind that community. But even with that, it's a tight knit community. It's also one of the lowest categories on the bottom. So when you focus on dog theme meme coins, they even surpass Elon Musk inspired meme coins. So there's a history that dog theme meme coins outperform by market share and mind share than any other meme coin. So if Floki, Bonk, Dog Whiff Hat, Dogecoin, Shiba Inu have all reached at least over $1 billion or higher in their previous history, why not have it happen with Dog, the meme coin on Bitcoin? So on this image, like I'm sharing with you, you're seeing this right now, which is the dog is dead narrative. And I always share this image over and over because the reason it's important is because you have to look at the time frame, how long it takes. This one says it's roughly around 48 days that it could possibly happen. It could happen that fast. If you scroll over to the right, you can see that we saw the same thing with Doge is dead. So it took 94 days for the local bottom to reach the new all-time high. And obviously that was due to Elon Musk being on SNL. But if we focus on the left-hand side, same thing with Bonk, right? I was there when it was at 9 million before it pumped to almost $2 billion. That God candle only happened within 44 days. Same thing with Floki. Floki only took 21 days. But every single time with Floki, even with Shiba Inu on the lower left-hand side, and even with Dog Whiff Hat, there's always that time where it almost feels like this coin is never going to go back up. And that's the best thing about these meme coins is that because they're dog theme meme coins, the cutest, favorite, man's best friend, that's why they do so well. And kind of, homage and shout out to Dogecoin for doing that, right? Like it was the original, dog theme meme coin. And so there's a lot more upside for dog on Bitcoin, dog Bitcoin season. And if you think about it, we don't really have that much market share exposure to Bitcoin. Now, people say online all the time, like, I don't want to spend my Bitcoin. This is why runes are dead, because no one's going to spend their Bitcoin to buy a dog. Well, you don't have to. There's literally an exchange called Kraken. There's an exchange called Gate.io. There's all these exchanges where you can literally swap over 400 tokens across all chains in exchange for a dog. So you can save your Bitcoin, stack your dog, and just ride the wave. And so, but if you just use the idea that Bitcoin is going to reach new all-time highs, it's no longer at 91,000. It's going to be at 150, 200, 250,000, which most likely will happen.
People are saying, we have Brian saying that Vincent is our Elon for dog.
Oh my God, that's really nice. If you think about it, when Bitcoin reaches new all-time highs, this is what happens. Altcoin season follows. And why does altcoin season follow after Bitcoin makes all-time highs? It's because people need to use that profit of Bitcoin, which nobody talks about, into lower cap assets, such as altcoins, meme coins, AI, tokens, you name it. They're going to rotate some of their profits that is maybe just 10% of their portfolio that they made money on, which is like, it's to them not a lot, but it's like billions of dollars to them, or millions of dollars, or hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they're speculate on their favorite assets. So if they're going to speculate on Solana, Ethereum, BNB, it's oversaturated. They've already had their bull run, but most likely they're going to go to the one and be ahead of the curve by beating the crowd. Why? They want to beat the crowd for Bitcoin meme coins. So these Bitcoiners, who, doesn't matter how you feel, these people are going to speculate at least 10% of the portfolio into this. And Bitcoin is the most held asset in the world. More people in the world hold Bitcoin than they do of Solana, Ethereum combined. That's how many people own Bitcoin. So if you just have 1% of those people speculating on dog, as that arrow on the very bottom says, it would at least be a $20 billion market cap, with Bitcoin being at a $2 trillion market cap. And as the market cap of Bitcoin gets higher and higher, which heads to the right, you'll see that the market cap of dog gets bigger. But even that, if you look at the very top, which is the 0.05% of Bitcoin's market cap, well, that's okay. We just be at $1 billion. That's the lowest you can expect. And if the market cap of Bitcoin gets higher and higher, that dog market cap goes to 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3. So this is the math here. This is why I try to share as much data, because it's free. You don't have to go pay thousands of dollars for some motivational speaker telling you about this. The reason I try to provide this for free is because my life was changed. And so I want other people to have this data for free so that they can do this and share it with other people. And I just hope that, with this information, they're able to make a consensus, or at least an idea in their head that, okay, why does Vincent always just bet very much on, or not bet, but more invest in very simplistic assets rather than spreading his portfolio in multiple different things? Because this is the data that I have in front of me that I want people to understand. And if people don't buy into dog, that's okay. Like, it's not meant for everybody. No, a lot of people are emotional, but if you just follow data, dog on all ends is the number one play this cycle. So that's my thing. That's my speech. Hopefully that was helpful for everybody.
No, I appreciate it. I appreciate the math and the data. Honestly, I really like your content. Like, you definitely put a lot of time into explaining things that can seem quite complex in a very easy way. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm a very visual person, and I like to see these images. So yeah, if you guys want to learn more about dog and Bitcoin, just follow Vincent. If you haven't already, which I doubt, I see the whole chat sliding up here. Joe was saying this is possible, but now there's BTC yield protocols that will draw some speculation in relation to what you were saying earlier.
Oh, got it.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, the BTC ecosystem is growing pretty much. It's been expanding. We went from only Bitcoin to suddenly a whole eco with NFTs on Bitcoin, which we call ordinals, with tokens. We have meta protocols. We have layer 2s. We've had layer 2s for a while. I mean, Stack's been around for since like 2017. It's been around for a while.
I've seen also an interesting behavior lately. Even like Bitcoin maxis are becoming very bullish on layer 2 narrative. Like today I saw a tweet and they were saying, you know what, I'm bullish on Spark, I'm bullish on Arc, because they are integrating wallet of Satoshi, for instance, that have millions of people holding Bitcoin, and therefore they have opportunities to do DeFi with their Bitcoin and so on. And that's something actually interesting, in my opinion. All the fight that there was with the BIP 144. What was the number for 4? I don't remember. And so seeing even the Bitcoin Max is interesting again. Let me show here. I found it. So it's interesting because they are looking forward to use it. So it's not just a dev environment. You see, my comment was kind of a critique from a dev point of view.
Try to zoom in a little bit. I think.
Oh yes.
Yeah, zoom in a bit. Let me see.
Because it's interesting, like the approach that these layer 2s are trying to do is having always unilateral exit, similar to RedFi. We were speaking about RedFi some weeks ago, right?
Yeah, we had Scott on.
And this is the interesting part, in my opinion, because I was like, okay, yes, but where are the retail? As Vincent was saying before, and Steven was saying, yes, but they are integrating Wallet of Satoshi. That is one of the biggest wallets for Bitcoin only users. So, in my opinion, the narrative is changing also for Bitcoin Max, and therefore, even Meta protocols or in general, yield protocols are going to get attention.
That's pretty huge. Massive. We guys, we have a couple of minutes left before the end of the Fluid stream. I feel like the hour just flew by. So
yeah, actually.
Yeah, I can't believe it. Like we're there already. It's been honestly like really fun. Yeah, there you go. The staking pool.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to share some questions. Like a lot of people asked again how safe it is to stake on Fluid, and therefore we wanted to explain like why it is hard staking, lookup on Fluid, why it's not custodial. Like Fluid has never the key of your dog. Like if you check where your dog is, it's an address that is storing only your dog. So you are not mixing it with other people and so on. And basically what we are using is these OP codes that are already available. So we are not waiting for OPCat. We know that it's going to take forever, maybe years, who knows. So we are using the OP codes that are already available, and basically we allow to lock up using your key. So it's under your key until a certain day, and then we give just we drop a name just for distinguish the vaults that we are staking, and basically this is it. This generates an address that every user has, unique for them, and so once the time arrives, let me share.
Zero Loops is saying, need a marketing push from Fluid where we can get free drinks at select places if you're Fluid users.
Yeah.
I like this idea.
If you're a Fluid, oh, okay. Yeah. Let me know where to find a bar like this. I am a Fluid user.
Yeah, we should definitely set this up. I like this idea. Please, I don't know, maybe you guys have I guess if you guys have like great ideas and suggestions, you can hop into the Fluid Discord and drop it in the open up a ticket, and the team will see if they make it happen. I can't make any promise on their behalf. But yeah, keep it coming.
Yeah, we are also always looking for ideas, even for gadgets, when you go to the conference and so on. Sometimes I see gadgets that are so cool and I think, why I didn't think about this before? It's so genius. And so if you have any idea, please drop it in the comments or in Discord or on Twitter, wherever you prefer.
We have so many ideas. I'm gonna be there in Discord. The fluid booth will be just a bar. There you go.
That's Mars. That's Mars.
Just a bar. There you go. Perfect. Hired. We
Yeah.
love the idea.
Zero loop, you are a winner for me.
Yes. Next time, when are you guys planning any conferences next year? I know it's so far out, but
Yeah, not yet. Not yet. Like, I will start to think about it probably in the 1st of January. Right
after
now, not
Christmas
really.
and New Year, yeah. Well, I'm in Dubai, so if anybody is going to blockchain, no Binance Blockchain Week and Breakpoint in Abu Dhabi, I know there's also BTC. BTC. What's the BTC in Abu Dhabi? What's
Mina,
it called? Mina. Oh my god. Sorry guys, it's like 10 p.m. My brain is like shutting down. But yes, I will be in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. So if you're there, come say hi. Vincent, will we be seeing you at Breakpoint and it's a Solana, but hopefully next year.
I think if anything, the only thing that I have planned on my agenda is Bitcoin Las Vegas. So if Fluid Token has a booth over there, that'd be awesome to plan that
Ooh.
now.
That's pretty cool. Well, before we actually switch off, I just want to share one last time this chart, which it looks green, a little good feel before we end. Guys, do you have any final words before we switch off?
Yeah. I guess before we switch off, so I don't know if you guys have noticed that every single time that we have a very positive announcement, we see market manipulation. So keep in mind, we do see a rally happening now, but there is the December 10th rate cut, which supposedly is 25 basis points, right? So notice that every single time we have these rate cuts, Bitcoin goes down because people are predicting that, oh, if this is a bullish announcement, leverage traders are most likely going to long their positions on everything. And that's where these market makers love to make more money. And so I think I'm ready for another pullback on December 10th, or maybe within the week before that. And I wouldn't be surprised. So that could be the very last bear or liquidation event, because there is no really positive event that's after that. Maybe rate cuts happening in Q1, but after that, that could be the last dip, but maybe not. Maybe this will actually convince people to short the market because they're like, oh, every single time we get a rate cut, everything's go down. So I'm going to go ahead and short it. Maybe that's where the market makers and these manipulators are like, okay, now we can actually do a short squeeze. And that's where everything starts to go back up in a strong way.
Yeah.
Inshallah. All right, guys, it's been really fun to have you again. Shout out to Fluid and the Dog Army for making these incredible vaults happen, and shout out to the community for actually going and staking. Like, you guys have coming together like this and staking half, these more than 50% of your collection is huge. So honestly, shout out to you guys. And again, for Fluid Streams, we do this every week. We have incredible guests, just like Vincent, and we talk about Bitcoin, about runes, ordinals, anything happening on Bitcoin. And yeah, stay tuned for the next vaults. If you have a collection and you have a project and you want to open up a vault, you can reach out to the team and they'll set you up, just like they did with the. It takes you guys less than 24 hours, right, to set it up. Yeah. And yeah, so you can reach out, hop in the Discord. Dog is Moon. Yes.
Yes.
Let's go. Shout out to the Dog Army from the whole world. We'll see you guys next week. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Kings and coasts, this how we talk about them other use one loaded guns. Separate myself from nobody want to switch my gang. Ain't even need for go question none of me realest ones. Who tell me switch bank gang? Who put up a switch bank gang? We are dark, we not dark different. We not dark different. We are dark, we not dark different. We not dark different. Only my type of people give me say. All the other ones of them will drive me up. All the fuck up me now. I wanna see myself in power, all the champion. Yeah. All the down to the teachers left in my brain. Who can talk to the man brain? None of that shit could come and touch me. Pick up a job and just think me can't just go escape the pain. That the fuck one of them can stop me. We are dark different. We not dark different. We not dark different. We are dark different. We not dark different. We not dark different. We are dark different. We not dark different. We not dark different. We are dark different. We not dark different. We not dark different. Kings and coasts, this how we talk about them other use one loaded guns. Separate myself from nobody want to switch my gang. Ain't even need for go question none of me realest ones. Who tell me switch bank